since your father, I have some close connection. So you, I consider something special, my brother. Then the rest of the brothers and sisters. I always used to start express brothers, sisters. I truly believe in the reality 7 billion human beings are brothers, sisters. Seven billion human beings. All, I think, mentally, emotionally, physically, we are same. Then important is, all want happy life, joyful life. And now scientists say, basic human nature is more compassionate. I think one occasion, a meeting with scientists, is one scientist now show one of the pictures already, picture. See, one 6-month-old child, to that child, infant child, some cartoon which shows 2 young children helping each other with smile. When that picture saw by that infant child, shows joyful. Of course, at that 6-month-old, language not yet developed. So there, the nature sort of the feeling is something very fresh. Then another cartoon, 2 children, negative attitude each other. When that picture shows to that child also showing negative attitude. So they concluded basic human nature is more compassionate. Then more important, more warm-heartedness here. The physical sort of condition or health also much better. Again, scientific, or the medical scientists, they say constant anger, constant hatred is actually eating our immune system. So then, I think everybody here, the elder brothers, sisters, and the younger brothers, sisters, I think everyone, you see, do you like smile face or angry face? So our sort of basic sort of nature, more sort of peaceful, more compassionate. And our very life start with mother's care, mother's love. So therefore, since basic human nature is more compassionate, so I feel there is real hope to develop happy humanity. Now today's reality, besides nature disaster, many problems. Actually, our own creation. Why? Too much anger, too much sense of competition. That brings fear. Fear eventually creates much anxiety. That, you see, creates anger. So therefore, we should pay more attention about our basic human nature. That's loving kindness or compassion. The kindness, compassion, focusing as human brothers, sisters, not position, high position on these things, or rich, or a powerful person. No, compassion. The basic human being level. So now we really need emphasis the oneness of 7, or concept of oneness of 7 billion human beings. That's important. All these problems which we created, we too much emphasis on secondary level of differences, different nationality, or different, color, and different religious faith, and so on. Even within same community, distinction makes of differences, wealthy people, poor people, and in this country, unfortunately, the caste system. I think very bad. So we too much emphasis on secondary level. Then you see create a lot of divisions, and then that you see creates the sense of we and they. Then conflict, killing. Even today, the very name of religion, killing people. Unthinkable. Then you can see a poorer section of people in Africa or in different places, even facing starvation, particularly the young children. Even animal. One sort of weaker, the young animal, you see, the elder one look after, at least licking. So therefore, let's say we too much emphasis on differences, then the lost sense of oneness of humanity. So therefore, now this is not talking about holy or spiritual practice. This is necessary. We are part of 7 billion human beings. Everybody wants, as we mentioned, peace, loving kindness. So that related with basic human level. So therefore, I always emphasize now, we need sort of some kind of education, you see, promote sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings. Now, basic human nature is, as I mentioned earlier, positive. But in education field, we do not much emphasis about that basic human value. You see, in education, you see, firstly, existing education very much oriented about material value. So through that education, eventually we create materialistic life, materialistic culture, materialistic society. I think now that must change if we want happy humanity. The existing education alone, no guarantee. Firstly, to build inner peace, always look material value, and then internal level also, you see, we simply, you see, concerned about sensorial level experiences, not main mind. We call chitta, main mind. You know, I think modern society, with too much sort of, how to say, emphasis about external values. With that, external values, music, sports, these provide us temporary happiness, joyfulness. Since you see, these joyfulness, happiness entirely depend on external matters. So long that is there, you get some satisfaction. When that sort of was the kasota ka, that end, then just memory. Now 1,000-year-old India's tradition, you see, firstly, fuller knowledge about chit, mind. With that, this country, you have the tradition, you see, with fuller knowledge about emotion, about mind, about emotion. Then also, you see, have the knowledge how to tackle emotion. So the concept of ahimsa comes. Ahimsa, in order to develop genuine ahimsa or practice of ahimsa, karuna there. Without karuna, with anger, ahimsa, not possible. So therefore, 1,000-year-old this country, you see, pay more attention about the inner world. Not just, you see, they remain some kind of sort of superficial life, depend on sensorial level, but deeper level. So I think over 3,000 years, you see, this country pay much attention about inner world. So the concept of Atma and Anatma come. You know, more than 3,000 years, practice of shamatha there, practice of vipassana there. With that, also you see the concept of Atma there. So these are India's tradition. Buddha also product of that tradition. What is the unique thing Buddha taught, Buddha creates, Buddha's creation is anatma theory. There is anatma does not mean no self. No, self is there. Buddha cannot sort of deny this is water, and if you sort of feel so thirsty and drink water, Buddha himself also, you say, I'll say they're relying on kasa, sonyong, ka. You see, receiving foods from other, baking bowl, always carry baking bowl. So that means Buddha accept, you see, the body and self. Then what is the meaning of selflessness? Anatma theory is, beside this body and mind, the self is just designated on the combination of body and mind. Without that, beside that, some independent soul is not there. So that's the meaning of anatma theory. So this shows, greatness of this ancient nation. You see, look inside and investigate where is the self. Now today, quantum physicists, you see, they already know the things does not exist objectively. So the forms and also sounds or these, if we investigate, we cannot find. So the quantum physicists now, they say, finally depend on observer. Then modern quantum physicists, where is observer? No answer. In this country, over 3,000 years, much investigated, where is the observer? Okay. So like that. So therefore, now India's tradition, you see, talking about sixth mind, main mind, and emotions related or combined with main mind, not sensorial mind. So the emotion, there are two kinds of emotion. One constructive, one destructive. Destructive emotion is truly troublemaker. Now today's world really passing through some kind of crisis of emotion. So only this country have the knowledge how to tackle emotion. Outside, I think when too much emotion comes, just to pray to God, expecting some blessing from God. Now here, we did not sort of put all the responsibility on the shoulder of God or Buddha. We ourselves, see, try to manage our emotion and with fuller knowledge about this emotion. So although these things come from spiritual sort of field, but now today we should take this as an academic subject. Usually I describing in our education field, the education regarding also the physical health, hygiene of physical. So now we should include hygiene of emotion, should include in our education. See, everybody, as I already asked, do you prefer smile? And angry face, even dogs do not like, isn't it? So angry face or even smile, artificial smile, diplomatic smile, sarcastic smile, you see, bring some uncomfortable. So all these physical action related with emotion, loving kindness emotion, always bring sort of a smile face, happy face. And then surrounding people also get benefit. With anger, you yourself lost peace of mind. Even I think appetite appetite also lose, isn't it? Too much anger. The nice food come, you may, the plate come, you may do that. Too much anger there, isn't it? And then too much anger come, even if you hit yourself, isn't it? So the anger, you see, I think really worthwhile put in kasa. Can you lose kasa? What called dust? Oh, I think anger, if there is possibility, should put in kasa or trash or something. So that we cannot. Anger is part of our mind. Now, only thing is, through training of mind, we can definitely reduce anger. Through training, we can really create kind human being, loving, kind, human being. Potential there from childhood, from birth. Now with that potential, now education help our brain to realize importance of that potential and then further strengthening or develop. So here, I think world need is some training of emotion, mind, and reduce destructive emotion, increase positive emotion. But then, I think other tradition, now some scientists now begin to feel, oh, there is something which affect our brain. In the previously, the scientists only say brain, nothing. Now, later part of 20th century, now some scientists accept it. Oh, there is something, whether you call mind or chit or some other thing. You see, through meditation, through training, you see, some sort of the inner experience effect of brain. Brain means kasa chido cell kasa. Cell change. Now, I can't remember the particular word. I rely on my translator. He also can't remember. So now, no hope. Or neuroplasticity. Oh. So, through meditation, that can increase. Now scientists say, brain specialist. So my sort of friend, scientist, great scientist, now they showing more and more sort of eagerness to learn when, you see, at the time of dying, death, the process of grosser level of consciousness become deeper, deeper, deeper. The deepest, innermost, subtle mind occur when a person goes dying. So now some scientists are showing interest to carry some investigation. Obviously now, last several years, there are cases, person who clinically dead, the heart beating stop, or then no longer blood circulation. So brain, within few minutes, brain will dead, no longer blood circulation. But the person, physical, remain very fresh. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So now some scientists now showing interest, how it happened. What is the reason body remain very fresh? So like that. So therefore, now in this country, over 3,000 years, is a knowledge about the inner world there. Now, my point is, the real troublemaker is our destructive emotion. We have, whether we should like it or not, we have to deal with these emotions which creates a lot of problem. Global level, national level, family level, individual level. So therefore, now the 1,000-year-old India's tradition, you see, practice of shamatha, practice of vipassana, these are methods to tackle our emotion. So now, modern Indian student, you should not content the existing education system, or even you become doctor or I mean, highly educated sort of person, PhD, but still emotion there. So I think like this is the head, There's too much emotion, and you may do this. So therefore, you see, modern education not adequate to bring inner peace. So you Indian young brothers, sisters, now only thing is, you should pay more attention about ancient Indian knowledge, shamatha, vipassana, how to tackle emotion. So you have the opportunity to combine modern education regarding material value and including science, technology. Wonderful, we need that. But that alone, no guarantee to bring happy individual, happy family. So now, addition for that, now ancient India's own knowledge about mind, about emotion, then how to tackle these emotions. And strictly secular way. So I taking it those hygiene are those. Oh, hygiene of physical, similarly hygiene of emotion is something very necessary. So you, the younger generation, your mind very fresh, your face also very fresh. So now you have the responsibility to make combination, modern education and the ancient Indian knowledge about mind or emotion, and most important, how to tackle these emotions. Strictly secular way. Please pay more attention. You need another sort of level of, because a doctorate survey, a degree or something. So that I want to share with you. And then, firstly, you, as a result of sort of hard sort of work for study, now you already sort of get a diploma. So I want to express my congratulations. That this mere knowledge, no guarantee to bring inner peace. So now you reach second level to try to learn ancient Indian sort of psychology, Indian sort of certain philosophy. I usually use it, even if publicly I'm mentioning Western psychology. Western psychology mainly concerned about the sensory level. So that psychology compare ancient Indian psychology and then modern psychology looks like kindergarten level. India, highly developed. So these are, I think, India's precious treasure. Now young Indian should pay more attention. Okay. So one of my commitment is try to revival of ancient Indian knowledge in this modern India. See, ancient Indian knowledge is not only ancient, but also very relevant to today's world. So with this knowledge, you can do more within yourself and with your family and your community and India as a whole, and then India, most populated democratic country, very healthy country, very stable country, including religious harmony. Wonderful, really, example of rest of the world. So you can make certain sort of contribution for world, more compassionate world, more sensible world. You can make some contribution. So now you think, because the time comes, you should think more seriously how to utilize your education more effectively to happy society, to Indian happy India, and then because of the over 1 billion populated nation, so you can make a certain contribution for a whole world. That's all. Thank you.